are consecutive integers, first of all? What makes integers consecutive? Marlene? Not necessarily. Yeah. In order. They come after, sequentially, they come right after each other. Like 7 and 8 are consecutive integers. 9 and 10. Negative 11, negative 12. Consecutive integers. You'd find them right next to each other on a number line. Okay? Consecutive even integers would be even numbers that come right after each other. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Odd integers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay? Do you have some recollection when we did that before? Yes? So two consecutive integers whose product is 56. Now, it's slightly different because I think before we did consecutive integers with sums, adding. Now we're doing multiplication. So if x would represent my first integer, and it's a product, right? What's going to happen to the x and whatever I put in here, what operation? Multiplication, which means I'm going to get some kind of a product. Consecutive. So x, whatever x is, plus 1 equals 56. Okay? Take a look at the setup first of all and see if there are any questions with that. Two consecutive integers whose product will be 56. Now you probably already know that the answers are going to be 7 and 8 because you know your multiplication tables. But there is a process that has to be followed here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first of all clean this up over on this end by using what property? So I'm going to get x plus x equals 56. Now this is very similar to something you could have seen on your assignment for today, right? But in order for me to really solve it, what does this have to equal? 0. So let's get rid of the 56 by subtracting it. All right, so now factors of a negative 56, that will give me positive 1. So negative 7 and a positive 8. But watch carefully what happens here. X here equals 7. So if x equals 7, and I put it back in my original, then x plus 1 would be 8. And what is this? Add 1 to negative 8. Add 1 to negative 8. Negative 7. Does it say anything about the integers having to be positive? No. So 1 will be positive, and you'll have to finish it out, basically going back up here to the initial equation. When you plug in your value for x and plug it into the x plus 1, you're going to get the results that we have. And common sense will tell you. You're not going to say negative 8 and say plus 1, oh, that's negative 9. Well, 8 and 9 don't give you 56. You know that. Okay? You're going to have a positive pair, you'll have a negative pair. Okay? So it just kind of plays off of what was already done for today. Here, try one. Exploratory number 1. So, consecutive integers whose product is equal to 90. Foil it out. X squared plus x. Can we just move this right away? Negative 90 equals 0. So factors of a negative 90, yeah? It's not going to work. Plus, 3 and 30 I don't think is going to give us a 1. Marlia? 9 and 10. Which one's positive? The 10 is going to be positive. Why? It has a greater absolute value. Right? Remember, if this here, Marlia, is positive and you're choosing with a negative, your bigger integer has to be positive. Did you see what I did? So x here is going to be a negative 10. Add 1 to negative 10, you get negative 9. So negative 10, negative 9, and here is going to be a 9 and a 10. So you have a positive pair and a negative pair. And they're consecutive. Okay? Try exploratory number 5. So what's different here? The product of 2 consecutive. So I'm going to say x and x plus is equal to 120. So x squared plus 2x, let's subtract that 120 right away. So factors of negative 120, which are going to give us a positive 2. And if I think of factors of 120, I look at that 0 probably first and know it's divisible by 10. So 12 times 10, does that give us a difference of 2, right? It's positive, so let's do x plus 12, x minus 10. So here we're going to have negative 12, add 2, go 2 places to the right. There's my negative 10, and 10, and 12. Questions? Okay. Got it. Okay. You didn't give us both pairs? Oh, you had it backwards. You had negative 12 and positive 10. Did it still work out? Could have still worked out, right? So, yeah, just be careful. If this is positive, then if you have one positive, one negative, the bigger one has to be positive. If it's negative, then the bigger one has to be the negative. Okay? You good? Can I cut you loose? Huh? It's already Thursday. What are you talking about? That's what I think, Caleb.